So today I want to talk to you guys about writing skills, specifically in how to improve your writing in a foreign language, especially if that's Spanish, but really in any language, and how your writing abilities are going to be dependent on how well you write in your primary language or in your native language, if those happen to be the same language. And when you learn another language, if you have a strong command of your native language and the grammatical structures and your ability to write and communicate in that language, then you'll most likely have an easier time expressing yourself in your second language or third language as well. And the reason for that is that a lot of these skills transfer, and so that's why in these videos when I teach the strategies for writing or reading or listening, whatever it is, they are intended for Spanish because that's the focus of my channel. However, they are useful to pretty much any language that you're going to learn because the skill is used in every language, not just in Spanish or in English. Alright, so let's get into the writing skills of this video. So first I want to start with some tips that you can use for writing if you were just starting out in another language. If you just started learning Spanish and let's say it's been about a year, or any language, and it's been about a year, and then you'll want to start just by writing really anything that you can, using simple sentence structures, trying to write a paragraph or two, just practicing your communication and your expression, and this is the place to start if you're at that level. As you progress, and of course everyone learns at a different rate, you might be at 1 year, you might be at the same progress of someone else who has been studying for maybe 3 years, depending on how much you study and how immersed you are in your language and in your studies. So it really is just a rough estimate. These time frames, they're based on how much you would typically learn in a college class in a year. So when I say 1 year, I mean 1 year, like the first year in a college language class, which you would learn the very basic structures of the language, the sentence structures, present tense, nouns, verbs, adjectives, a little bit of the past tense, maybe future tense, and that's about it for that first year. So you could start practicing writing though at that time in just simple sentences and paragraphs. When you get to the second year, and now is the time to get a little bit more in depth into your writing, you can even start writing essays at this point. And at the second year, you're looking at starting to write paragraphs, even essays. They're probably not going to be very good at this point. Mine weren't my second year of learning Spanish, so don't expect anything amazing at this point. You'll get there if you keep working at it, but the second year, just start writing basically full essays and just get a feel for the language. So in the third year, this is once you have learned all of the structures of the language, you've learned all of the tenses, all of the essential grammatical concepts, and of course there's always more to learn and you get into more advanced concepts and even concepts that maybe aren't advanced but just that you haven't covered yet. At some point you always learn new things as you progress, so it doesn't mean that you know everything at this point, but you've been exposed to everything that you need to in order to be able to communicate yourself, but maybe can't do it very efficiently yet at this point. But this is a time now in this third year where you're really going to start writing essays and writing longer pieces, doing more speaking, because at this point you have more of a vocabulary built up, and also you have all of those other verb tenses that you need in order to be able to communicate your ideas, because if you can't speak in, say, the subjunctive tense, it's difficult to express your desires and wishes and all of those things. So this is where at this level now you start to use everything together and start to really learn it through practicing. Okay, so now where writing really comes in at this point is how you take your language to the next level. So the first 3 years, you're really learning the grammar and vocabulary and just the structures. And then once you get past that point, to really progress any further, you have to start practicing the language. And now it doesn't mean that you have to write essays every day or even that they have to be essays all the time. There are many ways that you can practice your writing, although essays are a great way to do that. You can find a language partner and write emails back and forth to that person, or messages or texts or whatever it is. And then of course you can practice with speaking, but your writing is going to help you with everything, and even your speaking, because it's practice putting your ideas into words when you have more time to think about it. So when you're speaking, you have to think and then produce, and whereas when you're writing, you have time to think and then to process it and to decide how you want to express those thoughts in words, and you have time to look up words so you can figure out, oh, I want this word but I don't know what it is in Spanish. You can look it up and then you can have that new vocabulary. So all of these skills really work together, even though I address like speaking and writing and reading separately, because there are things that you can do to improve in each area, but each of them is going to help the others as you improve. So with that in mind, if you really want to improve your writing, a great way to do that is by reading as well. And when you're reading to improve your writing, it's a little different than just reading for pleasure, because you are really paying attention to the structure of what you're reading. So it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy it too, and it might be a little overwhelming at first. So I would recommend choosing a short story, choosing something that's maybe a few pages long to start with, and read it through the first time. You'll read it and understand it, and then maybe read it again and look at the structure of how it's written. So, and when I say look at the structure of it, I mean like look at the paragraphs, look at how the author organizes their ideas, look at the sentence structure, the word choice, the punctuation, the grammar choices. Look at all of that and then try to incorporate the parts that stand out to you, the styles that you like, into your own writing. So this doesn't mean that you have to be just like someone that you read, but it's a great way to improve your own writing and to find your own writing style by analyzing the works of others, and then by taking what stands out to you, because that's what you like and that's essentially going to be your style, and using it in your own writing. And even if you're not sure how to analyze the writing, I think you'll find that just reading enough to understand what you're reading, you will also improve your writing and your reading abilities, even without directly analyzing it, because it will all contribute to your overall fluency. So the bottom line is that to improve your writing, you have to practice writing. Whether it is writing essays, writing just a paragraph, writing a journal entry, writing a list for your groceries when you go to the store to learn that vocabulary in your target language, or whatever it is, you just have to practice writing and find a way that you can do it consistently, either on your own or by taking a class or a combination of those, and then also incorporate reading and speaking into your study plan as well. Alright, I hope you guys found this useful. I really didn't plan to be standing in one place for this entire video like this, but I just kind of started talking and couldn't stop. So I hope you found this useful and it wasn't just me rambling, but I am just very passionate about writing. I truly believe that if you want to improve in your language, writing and reading is the way to go to really take it to the next level, because it allows you to just go so much deeper into your language learning. And yeah, like I told you guys, I just can't stop talking about writing. All right, I will see you back here next time for my next video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I will see you guys next time. Ciao.